Hi everybody, it's Jessie. It is, gosh, what's this? August 2nd. I know it's been a long time since I actually have made a YouTube video blog. Lots been going on, and I just been sort of in plateau land, bouncing back and forth weight-wise. So I haven't felt very inspirational, I guess you could say, and had some challenges. So I sort of haven't been up on making video blogs lately, and I do apologize for that. If you guys have questions, I have a lot of things going on that I'm going to tell you guys about, and feel free to send emails, and I will try my best to get back to you guys as soon as possible. As of this morning, I weighed in at 209, and at one point, close to my year marker, I was actually at 201. But I have been plateauing back and forth between like somewhere around 215 to about like the 205 range. I keep bouncing around and I'm not really losing. I've had some medical issues. The pain that I was having in my back, my lower back, it's just below the ribs, started to come back into my stomach, which we had experienced in the fall and dealt with as far as we thought. It was the ulcer, and it was the gallbladder going nuts causing all this pain. But this pain has started to come back, even though my gallbladder's gone, and the ulcer was supposedly healed as of May. I was rescoped, and they said, oh, the ulcer looks better. You do have some gastritis going on in your stomach in the pouch. And they doubled my Nexium to twice a day. And pretty much things have been pretty good at that point, except on odd occasions I'm having problems where I'm getting pain and we can't figure out what the cause is. And it seems like, documenting wise, I'm trying to be a little bit more diligent as to what I'm eating, what beforehand, and to see like what might be setting it off. If it's a food thing, it seems like it may be a food thing, but things are still sort of questionable with me medically lately. I've also had some problems with sugar. I have always been trying to be really good and stay low on my sugar and not have too much sugar, because you can have the whole dumping syndrome thing. But as time has gone by, I'm finding more and more that sugar doesn't affect me if I have too much of it. What I've actually had within the past month, I've had about 4 or 5 episodes where I've had almost like a hypoglycemic kind of response. My sugar has dropped dramatically. I've sweat, I've gotten flush, I've gotten dizzy, and I've had to eat and, get some sugar back into me. So I've been testing myself when this happens, when I have like lower, when I feel like I feel shaky and I feel like there's a lower thing happening with that kind of stuff. And it's dropped down to, I think 60 was the lowest that I caught it at, and it was mild shakiness, and I've had like full on sweats and like I felt like I was going to pass out before. I haven't caught it at the lowest. Hopefully, I've been a little bit more diligent in eating like smaller little pieces of meals, that kind of thing, so that I'm not always, with such a long period of time of not eating. Although the one time I had a really bad episode, I had only eaten like an hour and a half beforehand. So they're sort of testing out to see what's going on. There might be some diabetes things happening. It could be related to possibly having polycystic ovarian syndrome. They still haven't formally diagnosed that. I need to go for a T ultrasound to confirm the cysts on my ovaries and do some stuff with that so they can figure out what that is. But so the sugar thing might be connected to the whole PCOS thing. It's not 100% certain. I don't have symptoms all the time with all this stuff. I'm having it every once in a while, but it might be things that you're experiencing too. And I can tell you what they're doing with me, and if you have any questions, and what kinds of tests. They did an A1C test on me, which is a blood test to test how high your sugar gets. And my sugar has gone within the norms. It's not going too high. If anything, it's going toward the lower side. We have had quite a few days of really, really hot weather in New Jersey. So it could have been, in response to that on certain days. But the one episode that was really severe, that I really thought I was going to pass out, my friend thought they were going to take me to the hospital, because they're like, oh my God, you were so flushed. And I got scared. I was getting ready to catch you, That time I had been in like an air-conditioned movie theater, and I had, had some sugar not that long before that. So I was thinking that maybe having higher levels of sugar and then my body trying to compensate afterwards, like after the levels went down, like an hour or two after, that I was having a problem and I was getting shaky or crashing. But I've tried to force it to happen, and it hasn't happened. And I've just been eating regularly and trying to give myself little bits and pieces here and there a little bit more attentively. and it hasn't happened. So hopefully, knock on wood, maybe it was a weather thing and maybe it was just something going on. It did happen to my cousin as well. He had days where he was out in the hot sun working construction and stuff like that, and he was saying that he had some days where he thought he was going to pass out and he was really shaky. He was having some issues. So diabetes does run in my family. My grandfather had the kind of diabetes that when you have too much sugar, it used to make him grumpy. So I don't think, from what she said from the blood test, that it's the too much sugar kind. It's the kind where I need sugar because I guess I'm not producing or processing insulin correctly or whatever. So we'll see what happens. So all that is sort of in limbo at the moment. But I haven't been losing, which is kind of sad. Although people do see me and they say, you know what, I see that your face is thinner and stuff like that. I don't see it. If anything, I see like in my stomach, in my middle area, I feel like I'm a little bit pudgier lately. Definitely when I got my cycle this month, I retained a lot. Like I was closer to the 216 marker. Once that happened, I was better off. So I don't know. All this stuff is kind of happening with me physically, and I'm just kind of taking things one day at a time and trying to do the best I can. I can eat a little bit more of certain things. I can eat a little bit less of other things depending on the texture and the size of things. Seem to be a little bit more tolerant of fried-ish sort of things, although I've still tried to stay away from all that kind of stuff as much as possible because I want to continue to lose. But with the pain in my stomach and some issues with my back from a car accident, I haven't been exercising as much as I should. So I've been trying to do a little bit more in that respect. And actually tonight I did something really fun and really cool. I don't know where everybody is across the country, but a big thing on the East Coast and in the New York City area lately has been hula hooping. And it's really good for your midsection, and it was a lot of fun. So I did it on the boardwalk tonight, and I had a lot of fun. And I don't see myself as a very coordinated person, but it was a blast. And I was able to keep the hoop up for like 5 minutes at least. So I was really psyched about that. So I'm hoping that, it doesn't do too much for my back, like it doesn't hurt me back wise. I hope it strengthens my core, and which will help my back. But so some things are happening with me medically, but I'm okay. I'm surviving. I'm still here. I'm not gaining gross amounts of weight. My weight does go back down. I have been trying to drink lots of liquids and stuff. I can be a little bad with the vitamins. But I think at this point, because of the way my weight is working and just even with the whole hair loss thing, I think my hair is starting, when I put my hair back, I see little wisps of hair. So my hair is starting to definitely grow back from where I had thinning and stuff going on. So I think nutrition-wise, vitamin-wise, I definitely am absorbing. I do try to hit the B12 a little bit extra, like on days that I feel really tanked energy-wise, because I can tell that I must be low on B12 on those days, and that seems to work. So, but I do need to be better with the vitamins, because they say that's the key thing that it needs to be for the rest of your life. What else can I tell you about? Summer's been hard. Haven't had a lot of money, so I've been trying to people give me clothes here and there. And shorts here, this, that. I'm sort of in between sizes. It depends on like the brand, the sizing. I could be anywhere from a 12 to a 16. I even have a size 18 of something. So I think it's a juniors thing. So it depends. But right now, as of this morning, I was like 209. So, which is good because I'm like out of that. I was getting into the 212, 215. And I was like, oh no, I don't want to regress, because I was so close to Wonderland back in May. It was ridiculous. But I also had gotten sick, so that might have brought me down. But I was like at 100.9 one day, 200.9 rather one day. So I was really close to that Wonderland range, and it's somewhere where I really want to be. I've definitely have more energy, can be more active, but I have to kind of go one day at a time depending on how I feel with the whole stomach and the sugar thing, and also depending on how I feel pain-wise with my back, because my back and my neck from the whole car accident thing. So it's been kind of rough. So I'm going to try to, push it a little bit more and try to be a little bit more resilient when it comes to that stuff, because I don't want to be suffering for the rest of my life, and I do want to continue to lose. I have plateaued out, and it's not good. So hoping to go see the gastric bypass specialist and the nutritionist so she can give me some tips on things. Because I can eat more, it's, a little bit easier, and different things, it's a little bit easier to fall into some old habits, but I still try to stay away from bread and stuff like that. I know she had said to me, corn isn't really nutritionally helpful, so don't eat corn, but it's so nice. It's summertime, corn is fresh and stuff. But anyway, I hope everybody's doing